Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Dirtnation Offroad. So today what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the Viair 88P air compressor. So for those of you that watch the channel, you already know that this is a compressor that I've already been running for the past couple years. Actually, the old one is right here. So I've had this compressor for a couple years now. Been through about 50, 60 off-roading trips, and I found it to be very reliable. It will load your tires pretty slowly, but it'll get it done. I've overworked it, I've overheated it, and it hasn't seized up. It still works. It just got a crack right here because I dropped it, and now the air spews out of here rather than going through the tube to your tires. So other than that, it still works. You know, I even popped a couple fuses a couple times. You can see it's all melted right here because it got so hot. But I've just found this thing to be pretty much bulletproof. It's always worked, and you know, being that I always like off-road with newer people, sometimes they need help airing up their tires. I'll air up my tires, I'll air up their tires, I air up their friends' tires, their mother's tires, their brother's tires, and this thing gets it done. So it's been such a good compressor to me that I decided to buy the same exact one, and now I get to show you guys what's inside the box. We'll go over all the specs on it, and then I'll show you where to buy it because this thing's pretty affordable. And what I really like about these portable air compressors, as you know, opposed to like onboard air, is onboard air typically is going to run you like, you know, $500-600 because you're going to have to buy the compressor, which ARB ones can be pretty expensive. Mounting it and then wiring it and doing all that stuff, you're going to end up with, you know, a very reliable source of air, but it's going to be expensive. These, you can just spend $60. It's going to be reliable, and it'll fill up your tires, not fast, but it'll do it, and you'll be good to go. So let's get this unboxed, and then we'll go from there. Pretty simple opening it up, just like anything else. Nothing fancy. But you do come with a little bag, which I don't remember the first one that I bought coming with a bag, so woohoo. Let's see if there's anything else that's new and surprising. So unzipping it, pulling it out. Looks exactly the same. So this actually connects to your battery. So you have the positive and negative, so red on red, black on black, and then you have your wire. So 20 amp fuse might be a good idea to carry a couple extra fuses, especially if you're going to fill up multiple tires, you know, besides your own vehicle, because you do risk, you know, popping these, and you know, you don't want to get stuck without air, so just carry a couple extra fuses. It's a couple extra bucks. But looking at the specs on it, I have them right here. Voltage is 12 amps, 120 psi, so 25 minutes at 30 psi. And then it has flow rate. I don't even know what that means, but pretty much 25 minutes, 30 psi. I found it to be a little bit faster than that. You typically fill up my tires within, I don't know, maybe about a half hour. So, you know, if I have a bunch of tires at 20 psi, I need them at 40 psi, it'll take maybe 4 or 5 minutes per tire, and then with changing all of them, it end up being about 20 minutes to fill up all your tires, which isn't bad, especially because, like I said, you're only spending $20, or you're only spending $60, and you can have it for a couple years. So, going on, you know, it has a long cord, so it'll go all the way around the vehicle. You hook it up to the battery. I'll show you guys how to do that now, and then there's your fill valve right there. So pretty easy stuff. Has some other connections, so if you have like a basketball you want to get filled up, or a soccer ball, it has that, as well as this other connection on the front, which is like this nozzle. I'm guessing that's just to fill up some other, I don't know, inflatable dolls. So now that we got this thing unboxed, we'll head over to the truck, which is 1 foot that way, and then we'll show you how to use this sucker. So we got the wires undone, so we're gonna get these hooked up to the battery. So like I said, positive on positive and negative on negative. Got those on there. And then lights on, so you know it's ready to go. Then you just press. Some feedback that I can give on this is this actual gauge right here, I would say it's pretty inaccurate. Or maybe not necessarily inaccurate, it just gives a different reading than what's inside the truck. So I typically go off the monitor inside the truck, but if the truck says, you know, 40, this will say probably 35 or 32. So just keep that in mind if you get the same compressor. So that's a quick unboxing of the Viair 88P air compressor. Typically with something like this, I would take it out and field test it for a couple weeks before I come back and tell you how good or bad it is. But like I said before, I used to have one, so I've been field testing it for 2 years. I can tell you how good it is. This compressor is great, it's reliable, it's cheap, and it's bulletproof. So I would highly recommend it. I'll put the link below so you guys can check it out. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and shoot us a comment, shoot us a DM on Instagram or wherever you're following us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as well as follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. I'll put all the links below. So till then, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you again next time.